Hi guys! Today we are going to find out what is the average value of an elite clue and how the loot distribution looks like, so that you can decide if elite clues are worth doing for you. I'm going to keep this video as concise as possible, so let's go! Okay, first the data. For this we use data from all the elite clues that I've got in Season 1 and the first 10 episodes in Season 2 of the clue opening videos. And I want to say a huge thank you to Sushi for going through all the videos and recording the exact GP value of each elite clue. So in total, we got 14,763 rows on the elite clue drop table. And before we calculate the average value of each elite clue, it is important to first look at the distribution of the data. And this is what we got. You can see that they look almost identical on both Aura and Sushi, so let's combine them into one. And this is how the GP distribution looks like from a sample of 14,763 elite clues. There are still a few more data points that are way beyond 2M, but I've truncated the graph at 2M so that we can see the majority of the data points clearly. We will talk about the big drops later, but for now you can see that there are 2 big peaks and 1 small peak. And we can assume that they correspond to the loot when there is no fortunate component, 1 fortunate component and 2 fortunate components respectively. And here are the average values of each category. The number after the plus minus sign is the standard deviation or SD, which is a measure of the spread of the data. A higher SD means that the GP is less consistent and more varied. And lastly, here are the probabilities of getting a reward cascade that fall into each GP category. Okay, how about the average value of an elite cascade without a big drop? By big drop, I mean drops above 5M, which will be all the dice and the druidic pieces. The average value without a die from this sample is 393k, with a standard deviation of 337k. Okay, enough of small drops. Let's add the big dice into the picture. And here are all the broadcast drops that I got from 14,763 rows on the elite clue table. We got 5 barrels die, 3 shadow, 9 ice, 1 third age, and 2 druidic rails. And this will bump the average value of each elite clue up from 393k per elite to 1.49M per elite clue, with a huge standard deviation of 37M. Okay, so what are the main points we can take away? First point is that the average value of an elite cascade without a die is around 393k, and the probability of an elite cascade containing a die or a druidic piece is about 0.1%. When we factor dice and druidic in, the average value of an elite cascade increased to around 1.5M. But bear in mind that the standard deviation is huge, which means that the variability is very big and could differ drastically from people to people. You could be very lucky and get 2 more blood dice and the average value will increase tremendously. Lastly, I want to mention some limitations with this project. These clues were done from 7 June to 15 October 2019, so the prices may be slightly different from the time you are watching the video. However, the loot distribution will likely remain the same and the price of most items should be relatively stable over time. Next, because the distribution is highly skewed, using the arithmetic mean or average to summarize the data is not the best option, but we are using it here because it's the most intuitive to understand. And finally, reroll mechanics were not taken into consideration, but one simple way to account for that is to multiply the values by 1.33, since you get a reroll every 3 clues. And this will bump the average value of an elite clue with dice to almost 2M. And that's it for this video. If you enjoy this type of straight to the point videos where we break down the loot in detail, or if you want a similar version for hard and master clues, you can indicate by hitting the like button and commenting below. If there's enough demand, I'll try my best to get the data for the hard and master clues. Finally, if you like Clue Scroll content, consider subscribing as we do loot breakdown, clue openings and guides related to clues. I'll see you in the next video and happy clue hunting!